Hi everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. In this video I'll be showing you how you can make this lovely dress. As you can see on the screen, this stylish dress. If you're interested in watching this, stay tuned. If you're not a subscriber, kindly please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video, and also I would like to hear from you where you're watching this video from. Kindly please comment below where you're watching it from. And also here is the Ankara print I will be using for this tutorial. As you can see, here is the back of the print, and you can see the shiny part of the print is the um, front side of the Ankara prints. So without further ado, let's get into it. This is the fabric already placed on fold. I folded this into four, which is one for the front and the other for the back. So this is on fold while the other side is slitted. So now I'll be starting up this chest line. You know, it's an off shoulder dress kind of. So I'll go up by 8 inches to start with. So the rest will be the full length of the dress. So you take out like 8 inches. You know, this is like a straps sleeve dress. So now to take out that area, you will need to also know the length from the shoulder part to the chest line of the person you're working with. So now for mine, the bust is 11 inches. The bust point from the shoulder is 11 inches. So I'll sketch that out using my chalk. After doing that, the next thing I'll take the round bust measurement, dividing it into 4. The round bust measurement I'm working with is 42 in length in total. So I'll add half of an inch. That will give me 11 inches. So I'll outline it using my tailor's chalk. And also note that while I'm adding this half of an inch is just for an ease. That will be for the sewing allowance. So I have enough excess to do the ruffles I'm in need of for this dress. This is 10 inches. I'm timesing that into 4. Remember, this is on fold into 4. We give us 40 inches in total. So on this side, which is going to be the side seam of the back and the front, I'm going to go out by 2 inches, go down again by 2 inches, and this is just for the armhole. So for the guide of the armhole, so I'll just go in by half of an inch again, just so it is well seated under the armhole area. So I'll then take my scissors now and I'll cut that area out. After cutting it out, the next thing, note that this side seam will be stitched up with half of an inch later on. So let's work directly on the chest line now. Remember, we are going to be putting a band around this to form a belt at the back of this dress. So this is where the bust line is, which is 3 inches. Remember, I said it's 11 inches from the shoulder line. So that is the bust point. From the shoulder length is 3 inches. So I'll go up by half of an inch. So I'll connect it from that 2 inches by this side to connect with this 2.5 inches. So this will serve as the front bodice of this dress. So I'll also be going down here now by 4 inches. Yes, I'll go down by 4 inches for the back neckline. This one will serve as the back because I want the back to be lower than the front chest line. Do you understand? So I'll connect it now from that end there, from the 2 inches I went down from on the armhole area to this 2.5 inches for the chest line of the front. So you can see that's 2 inches and this is 2.5 inches. So just take note of this, and then I will connect it from that area there to the armhole curve. You can see the way I'm doing it. So I'll be cutting this out. So I'll be attaching the band later on. So I'll connect it also from this end here to the back neckline. So you can see. So I'll just go in a bit so I have it on a straight line using my pattern master. So I'll connect it to the back neckline. So this is the back and the other is the front neckline. So now you can see we have the space to for the seam. We have the space to stitch it down afterwards before joining the band, because the band is going to be a straight line. So but before cutting it out now, next now we'll do from this armhole, you go down by 8 inches to 9 inches depending on how tall your client is. So I'll be going down by 8 inches from the armhole, under the armhole to 8 inches downwards. That will be where I'll be starting the pocket from. So I will insert my pocket starting from there. So now I'll cut out the front neckline first. As you can see me doing, I'll cut it out. And I will take one of the piece out and also cut the back. This is the back. I'll cut this out also. As you can see, I will open it wide open now for you to see it. This is the back, as you can see. So that's the area whereby you will be taking the ruffles, which is the chest line. And you can see how wide that is. This is just the back, so that will be all for the cutting of the gown. So the next thing I will do is cutting the band for the chest line. So this is one piece. You can see how this is. So this is like 55 to 56 in length. So the wideness is 5 inches. So I just needed 2 inches. Then for the sewing, I'll be using half of an inch for the sewing. So this is it. So this is 2.5 inches on fold. As you can see, I'll be using half of an inch for the sewing allowance. So this is 55 inches in length. Of course, we're going to be needing more than 55 inches in length because of the back of the dress. You can see how that belt is for the bow. You can see how it is looking. So I will then take this now. This is 25 inches and it is 2. So I'll be attaching it on both sides of the the 5 inches I already have. So the down part will be wider. As you can see, the shape of this is wider. So you can see how beautiful this is. This is 25 inches in length. So I will take it now. This is 3.5 inches in wideness when you fold it, which is 7 inches, and I have 2.5 inches on the other end when you fold it. So I'll take the 2.5 inches here now, and I'll connect it, meeting up with the 3.5 inches. So it is 1 inches XX compared to the down part of the bow of this band. So I'll just be cutting this out now. I'll cut it out using my scissors, and then I'll stitch it on both sides of this of the band. You can see it. So I'll just put one on this side, I'll stitch it together, and then I'll put the other one, I'll attach the other one to the other side of this of the band, so it gives that bow shape you see at the back of the dress. So that will be all for the cutting of the band. For the straps, we use on the shoulder line. So this is it. So what I did is taking 1 inches of this, and then I'll close it in like so and stitch it down. So that is what you see in here. So I'll go now and I'll show you how I'm going to be joining these 3 together to form a weave straps. So this is me here. I'm just trying to tie it together in one piece. So you can see the way I'm doing it. Just make sure you tighten it, you secure it. After tying it up together, you place it on this iron here. So you tighten it also into this iron, as you can see. So just make sure everything is in line and it is long. So, and while you're weaving this, you can see the way I'm weaving it. While you're weaving it, just make sure it is flat, so it is not looking standing, it is not bent or curvy when you finish making it into your dress. So you can see how flat this is looking. So you make sure it is the length you want to use as well. So mine, I'm using 19 inches in length, so I'll be adding 2 inches as the sewing allowance. You can see how simple this is looking. It's not a big deal. You can do this yourself just the way you see me doing. So here is the after the sewing of the ruffles on the chest line. You can see I already made these ruffles. You can see how beautiful it is looking on the front side. So here is the side seam area. You can see how the curvy part, which is the under armhole, is not really showing after stitching it. So I've also stitched this with half of an inch on both sides of the dress, you can see. So now I will measure this, which is 21 inches on both sides, both the back and the front. After getting the ruffles and my need off, So, and just make sure you have half of an inch left for on both sides. So I'll go to my machine now and I'll stitch both sides of this dress and stitch down the pocket area through the pocket area, and then I'll do the closing on the down part of the dress as well, and I'll come back and show you all how it is. So here is it. You can see I already stitched it on both sides, including the pocket. If you don't already know how to cut a pocket, I have so much tutorial, so many tutorial you can watch on different pockets. Is on my page. You can go and watch it on my channel. So here is it. As you can see, this is the ruffles after joining both sides. Just make sure you don't start it from the you omit like 1 inches before taking the ruffles, the long straps for your ruffles. So that's why I did it before, you know, attaching both sides together, so you can still go about with it, drawing it to the actual size you're in need of. So this is me. I'm just trying to make sure I get the actual size I'm in need of, which is 42 inches in total for both, for all the round chest line. Now from the side seam, before joining the band, this is the band. You can see I already joined it. As you can see, I joined it on both sides, and then I give it a good press. I put in the half of an inch for the sewing, and again I stitched it from this end here, to this area here. You can see how I stitched that area, and I also did likewise to the other side. You can see. So what you do is you fold this into two. You can see how it is, and then you get the midpoint. You get the midpoint on the open area. That is where you'll be starting your sewing from. So, and then you take your dress. And then you know, remember I said I'll be needing 42 inches. So you take 10.5 inches on this front part unfold. So to get the midpoint of this dress, of the chest line, and then you pin that middle of the band into the middle of the front chest line. I hope you understand what I just said. The center part, you attach it like so, just as the way you're joining a band into your pants. You understand? So now I'll pin it. This is how you're going to be stitching it up together. Just make sure the front ruffles from one of the side seam is to the other side seam is accurately 21 inches, while the back also is also 21 inches. I hope you understand what I said now. So which is 42 inches in total. So just make sure you connect it from the center part to the side seam like this, and then you do likewise to the other side before stitching it round, and then you stitch it up also with a matching thread so it doesn't look, you know, shabby. So you can see the way I'm pinning this down. So just take your time. This may take you time. Just take your time and stitch it down. You can see how neatly it is on the inside, on the wrong side of this dress. Then after getting it from one side of the seam to the other side, this is the back now. I'm going to like adjust the ruffles to get the amount of the size I'm in need of, which is 21 inches. So after getting it, I'll take from the midpoint, I'll go in by 5 inches. That will be 10 inches. So that's where I'll be starting up these straps from. So here is the band after stitching it onto the dress. You can see how neatly it is looking, including the wrong side of this dress. You can see how beautiful, neatly sewn this is looking. And you can see the side seam as well. So yeah, as I've explained earlier, that I'll be leaving 10 inches from the center part. I'll go in at the back area by 5 inches, which is going to be 10 inches wide. So you can see this area, I'm not closing it. I did not close it. So from the center, from the side seam, you go in like you stitch it to the back end, the band, by 5 inches on both sides, and then you leave like close to 11 inches or 10 inches thereabouts at the back area. So you can see how open this back is, and I already secured it down with the bias tape. You can see how beautiful sewn it is. So why this place is opened is because from one side to the other side we're going to be attaching the straps. You can see the area here, you can see how open this is, so you will be attaching the bias tape to close the ruffles, you understand, so before inserting the band. So let me just explain this again. From the from the side seam, which I mentioned earlier, you join it together and then you get the bust palm. The bust palm I'm using is 10 inches wideness, and this is where you'll be attaching, you'll be starting your straps. So the bust palm I'm working with is 10 inches, then unfold is 5 inches. When you're working with a smaller side, you can use 3.5 inches to 4 inches thereabout, but I will be using 5 inches because the size of the bust I'm working with is 42, which is plus size. So the straps I'm in need of is 19 plus 1 inches for sewing allowance to attach it down from the chest line towards the back of the dress. I hope you understand now. So you do likewise to this back. That is why this back is opening. So remember, it is 10 inches wide. When you're folding it, it will be 5 inches. I hope you understand now what I'm doing here. So that's it. As you can see on the screen, after attaching it, this is the outcome. You can see how lovely the weaving is, well laid on the mannequin, and here is the back view. You can see how lovely it is. So if you enjoyed this video, as you can see on the screen, if you enjoyed this video so far, please help me to give it a thumbs up, like it, comment below where you're watching this video from, and also subscribe. Share this video to your loved ones. Tell them to subscribe and also turn on their notification bell so they get to see more videos like this. Bye.